Welcome, beautiful light beings, to Krystalline Ascension's Divine Light Illuminators. I'm Alicia Lucas Hall, and I'll be co-facilitating the sharings with Eva Lucas. Eva and I are co-creatrixes of Krystalline Ascension and known as Ascension Guides to assist, support, and empower souls and starseeds to embody their true divine essence, their ascension journey, and the evolution of unity consciousness to co-create our celestial Gaia, heaven on earth. We are here to connect you with fellow Star Brothers and Sisters who are sharing their divine light and essence. We'll be hearing about who they are, their mission and purpose, and their divine offerings to you and all of humanity.
Welcome. Today we welcome Julia Fry, who is a self-compassion coach who helps entrepreneurial souls to expand their self-compassion so they feel more wonder, ease, and flow in their lives. Julia Fry is all about the art of self-compassion group to expand your self-compassion so that you're authentically you in all your relationships. Julia works very intuitively and combines her knowledge of coaching, psychology, and research into embodiment and self-compassion to support your transformation and reconnection with yourself so that you can accept and heal the parts of you that hold you back. In this way, you can live your life authentically with enriching relationships and passion-led work. Welcome, Julia. We are so honored to be with you today. Alicia and I met Julia through a group coaching program, and we totally fell in love with her joyous laughter, her tender heart, and her unique and natural gifts of identifying the saboteur with the compassion of the sage. Welcome, Julia.
Oh, thank you. I feel so honored to be here. It is so lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's wonderful to have you. So our first question, Julia, is can you tell us a bit about yourself and what led you to working with the saboteur and the sage?
Yes, so about 14 years ago, I was developing my kind of spiritual side after having blocked it, I suppose, for a long time. And what came with that was a kind of a descent into darkness, really, where I began remembering traumatic memories from childhood. And so I was having flashbacks, PTSD, depression and anxiety. And I isolated myself from everyone that I knew, and but I did try to get help through the NHS. I live in the UK, and unfortunately they had stuff for people that they felt were really, really mentally ill, and for people who weren't very mentally ill, but they didn't have anything for me. And I actually realized that probably I would have needed a spiritual coach then, but I didn't know it then. So I descended into this hole, basically. And luckily I'd done my coach training in 2006, and that helped me hear my sage, even though the voice of my sage was very quiet then. But I did hear it enough to be able to begin to start overcoming social anxiety by taking very tiny steps to get myself out the door, and then to a venue, and then to step into the venue, and then to say hello to someone before I ran home. And so it was things like that, really. And then I realized that there were these parts of me that were actually, if this was a relationship of two people, that part was actually abusive, but this was happening internally, and my coach trainer had identified them as gremlins, and they identified about 5 of them, but mine were all very individual. And so that's really how I came to begin to know them. And I tried kind of banishing them, trying to get rid of them, and that didn't work. And then slowly over time, I began to realize that being kind to myself was the best way to bring myself out of depression and to take steps towards where I needed to be. And then I realized that actually being kind to the saboteurs also helped them slowly soften the relationship between them and me, so that I could then begin to notice that they have gifts as well as being mean, and they don't have to be mean anymore.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so true. Yes, compassion is definitely needed for self and for the others. But what a beautiful way that you've shared that in offering compassion to yourself and to them as well, because that's the only way they're going to heal, and you guys are going to build that kind of like that harmonic relationship where you're able to, rather than versus pushing them away. Beautiful. Well, yeah. So we've been waiting excitedly for this interview. You are the queen, as you said, of befriending your saboteurs, which is also your signature coaching program, where one is blessed to have a 6-month experience with you that teaches you to use your sage's self-compassion and to really get to know and love 6 of your saboteurs. Can you share with the listeners an example of what a saboteur is and how you would help them begin transforming your saboteur right now? And why would someone want to do this for themselves? And also how the sage would fit in here.
Sure, yeah. So a saboteur is basically a set of limiting beliefs that build up over time. And, you know, like the more you do something, the more likely you are to keep doing that thing, because it's a habit, right? And that's what a saboteur is. And they become so rigid that they almost become like personalities of their own. And what they actually are little hurt parts of you that need healing. And so every time that they pop up, and they might beat you up or tell you horrible things about yourself, or make you work hard and punish you while you're working hard, or whatever it is, each time they do that is a chance for you to go, there's something that needs healing here. Okay, how can I be with this? So in befriending your saboteurs, what we do is we really tune into sage mode. And sage is another part of brain circuitry which is very different, and it's where you feel love. You don't feel fear in sage mode. You feel love. You're more able to be in ease and flow, and you can hear your intuition. You can hear your higher self. And it's not actually your higher self, but it's the part of you that allows you to connect with everything else. And yeah, so what we do is we tune into that sage part, and we really feel it, and we expand the unconditional love that it has. And then in that space of expanded unconditional love, we can then bring the saboteur in and allow it to be there, to sit in that space, so that we're not scared of it anymore, and so that we can go, oh, what are you actually like? Okay, so what? And then we might draw it to externalize it, so that we can begin relating to it. And then we hold space for a conversation between it and the hurt parts that it's hiding from us. And so then they can come out, and they bring such gifts with them, because they're often childlike, but sometimes they're from adulthood. But yeah, they bring gifts of, I don't know, some might want to dance or sing or write. You know, they're often very creative, and they're parts of us that we might have kind of stamped down because it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. Were there other parts to the question?
No, I think I think you've answered it all. I mean, so a lot of it is a lot of inner child work then, it sounds like, right? Which is really crucial to our soul evolution, I think, to really embody who we truly are. That's beautiful. Yeah.
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 I learned something new. I felt that, like, you really felt that, like, like your saboteur is not your enemy. He could be your most welcome friend if we so allow it, right? Yeah. No, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. What a journey to go on with you. With all of our divine light illuminators, we love to ask what your soul mission is in assisting the ascension of humanity. And also, if you wanted to share a guided visualization or anything that you felt that you resonated with.
Sure. Okay. So my soul mission is to help my clients to really tune into and expand their self-compassion. And when they do this, they have a much kinder, more loving relationship with themselves. And that has a knock-on effect in their communities. And so my overall mission is to create this ripple effect around the world, so that I truly believe that when everyone is really kind and loving to themselves, that we won't be able to hurt the world or each other. We'll be more understanding, and there will be more love, and we'll work in our communities. It will be like heaven on earth, as you said at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. And so, yeah, that's my mission, is to help the world to have more self-compassion.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And so I have a little technique that I teach in my courses, and it's a really easy way of tuning into sage. So what it is it's 2 minutes paying exquisite attention to one of your senses. So you could pick a different one each time. I invite my clients to do this for 2 minutes 3 times a day and let it build up, and eventually it snowballs. And they all say how whole worlds open up that they didn't even realize were there. And it can be anything. So we could do that now if you wanted to. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 minutes. So if you would like to pick something to look at, and it could be anything, I'm going to put my glasses on to do this. And I've got some headphones here, which I don't generally pay attention to. So I'm going to pay attention to these, looking at them. Okay, and so 2 minutes.
Water.
Without labeling, without judging, off we go. Okay. And that's about 2 minutes. How was that for you?
Do you want to go first, Leisha?
Doesn't matter. You can go.
I did it with water. So I stared at the water. I had like different polarities come up with the water. I had what the water could do. So say if I wanted a tsunami of love to drink up, so I could change my water to be a tsunami as I'm drinking it, or or a tornado to go inside everywhere into my cells. I also had where water, we just take water for advantage, right? Like we don't give it the gratitude and the appreciation that water really does for us, because water could clean us, it could wash us, but it could also wash away the hurt and pain if we put it in it and it goes down the drain. And then there's the polarity that it can bring us life, but it also could take us away, type of thing. So there was so much conversation with the water. Thank you. I've never done that before. So thank you for that. That was amazing.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was I chose my pen because my pen was here in front of me. So I've never given that much attention to my pen. And I actually really love my pen. I use it every single day, whether to be write in my organizer, to journal. So it's something that's always with me. And I've always had like one or actually three of them as like a backup because it's so needed. But I looked at it in a different way of that it allows me to create my day, allows me to self-express. There's so much wisdom that flows through this. So definitely want to like honor this, as this is my channel of how I can express myself through writing. So I've never looked at it that way. So thank you. That was a whole new, different experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. Isn't it amazing how this very simple thing that we can do just makes you go, wow, look at you, you're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's simple but powerful, right?
Yes.
You know,
Definitely.
that's wonderful. Thank you.
I'll be definitely sharing that with my children, something different tonight. We love to play like little I call it cosmic schooling, but this is definitely something that fits into there, and I'll be definitely using it tonight. So thank you.
Oh, wow. So you have a beautiful service called the Shine Collective. Can you tell us a bit about it and where listeners can read more about it if it resonates with them?
Sure, yeah. So actually we've just starting a new round. It's a 6-week program where we do things like we've just done exquisite attention. In week 1, that's sensing. That's where we start with the exquisite attention. Week 2 is holding, which is about really listening to ourselves and the divine within, as well as without. Week 3 is integrity, which is about values, purpose, and vision. Week 4 is nurturing, which is really tuning into the wisdom of our bodies and really hearing that and what we need to do to take care of ourselves. And week 5 is empowering. So that's again like tuning into personal power, where it resides in us, and asking higher self, divine, for help many times. So we're tuning into what it's like to ask and how can we make that easier. And then the final week is a review of the whole process and how it's going to be carried forward. And it's really there to like build on tiny daily successes, so that it almost feels like we're not really doing that much to start with, and then by the end of it it's like, wow. And these are things that people can incorporate and carry on doing in their daily lives, and it increases self-compassion all the time. And that, oh yes, so people can come to my website, which is juliafrycoaching.com, and there's a page there all about Shine.
Wonderful. Sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
After that one little tip that we just did, I can't imagine how as you move forward each and every week, how much it's going to expand, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Julia, it's such a pleasure to spend time with you. I would love to hear more and more and more about it. But we would like to thank you for your time and sharing your divine mission with us. Is there any last words you would like to share? And what is the best way for our listeners to tap in and really start to get to know you better?
Yes. My last words are, let's make this world a sage place to be. Yeah. And people can get a taste for who I am and how I work by coming on. I have a 5-day free masterclass in the art of self-compassion. So that's also on my website, and it's called free training. So you can go there. And there's also a free download there, a self-compassion 30-day challenge. So people can try that out as well. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Perfect then. So I'll be leaving, or will be leaving, all of Julia's details, her Facebook group, her website, her email in the description below for those of you who are desiring to connect with her further. And we are also welcoming all conscious souls and starseeds who are embodying their divine essence and ascension journey to gather with us here in our Krystalline Ascension global community, which is a private network. And you can find us at krystallineascension.mn.co. Or if you're a Divine Light Illuminator, we welcome you to email us at info@krystallineascension.com. To book a light sharing chat with Eva and I to share your divine light and essence with humanity. Thank you again, Julia. It was such an honor to be with you today.
Thank you so much. Likewise, it has been such a lovely pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.